So talking about karma, this is just genuinely funny and hilarious. So Square Enix acknowledges that Clear Obscure Expedition 33 success, and they are hinting at Final Fantasy turn-based RPG revival. That's right, guys, this is happening. They recognize that, oh, guess what? People still like turn-based games because, recently in the last couple of years, Square Enix, even they themselves said, we have to modernize the Final Fantasy games because modern players do not like turn-based systems. They only like action systems, real-time action, because the attention span of gamers is very low. Square Enix said something along those lines in the past. But in a surprise and welcome turn of events, Square Enix has acknowledged the breakout success of Clear Obscure and reaffirmed its commitment to deliver more turn-based RPGs in the future. Many are hopeful that this could lead to a turn-based combat return for the Final Fantasy series. The comments came during the company's recent shareholders meeting, where the indie hit was directly credited with influencing Square Enix's thinking. That is crazy. So basically, you needed a game to basically teach Square Enix, the giant, how to do things. That is just crazy, right? So, Square Enix report says they are aware and that they value turn-based RPGs. At the Square Enix shareholders meeting, one investor said they would like the new Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy games to be turn-based and highlighted Expedition 33's success as an example. Square Enix responded that they are aware of Expedition 33's success and believe that command-based RPGs are the origin of Square Enix. They value the genre and command-based RPGs and plan to continue delivering such games in the future. But let me tell you what's the problem. There's a big problem here right now with this, and the problem is the following. That's fine, you can of course deliver a game like that in the future, but if you just try to milk the market by implementing a video game which has old school methods, like they don't want to develop new feature, like for example the parry system in Expedition 33, guys, if you never play the game, it's amazing. Like the parry system just gives the feeling of like Souls like action RPG adventure. Like it feels so amazing because it combines the turn-based combat, which we all like, plus I would say the danger of Souls-like games where if you get hit 3 times, you're dead basically, sometimes even once and you're dead. And because that constant risk and reward, dodging, parrying, the game just is so addictive, right? That is the thing, right? Now, according to multiple attendees, a shareholder urged the developer to consider returning to both the turn-based games. And yeah, Clear Obscure Expedition it's been a sensation. They sold 3.3 million copies in just 33 days. I'm pretty sure by now they most likely sold up to 4 million copies for sure, or close. The game has outperformed many AAA titles, but both commercially and critically, with a Metacritic user score that ranks among the highest of all time, even surpassing The Witcher 3, Super Mario Galaxy, and Ocarina of Time. The indie RPG has reignited the conversation about turn-based mechanics in modern gaming. Final Fantasy 16 Backlash and the road ahead. So while Square Enix has defended 16 as a financial success, its departure from turn-based gameplay drew heavy criticism. Many longtime fans felt the game leaned too far into action RPG territory, shedding that once made the series unique. The game uses a straight-up action combat system with no ability to control your party members. Although critic reviews have improved since launch, fan reception remains very, very divisive. I played 16 on the PlayStation 5, and let me tell you, although the game is fun, it just feels a bit, I would say, empty, because it just, the action combat is fine, but it just lacks identity. Like the game itself feels like almost like, because they kind of like wanted to shed the turn-based combat so much, it's almost like, is this a Final Fantasy game, or is this a different game just with the Final Fantasy sticker on it, right? Which is what is happening here. Similar like Assassin's Creed, for example, right? Like some of the new Assassin's Creed games, it's almost like they're not really Assassin's Creed. They're like more like a new action RPG game. It just has the sticker Assassin's Creed, but it's just so far removed from the actual Assassin's Creed formula. And that's what's happening right now here. So Square Enix statement may seem simple on the surface, but to many fans, it feels like a long overdue recognition of what made the company iconic to begin with. And that's right. Now, Sunfall Interactive is preparing a DLC and an entirely new project following Expedition 33. Explosive success, the ripple effects appear to be just beginning. That's right, guys. So this is, from my point of view, something that indies right now in this industry are literally kind of like showing companies like Square Enix how it gets done. Like, because you know, big companies, big AAA companies, they're so afraid of failure that they just produce the same content, the same, like they follow the trends because they're like, oh, let's just follow the trend because you know the trend is going to give us guaranteed success. But that's the thing, if you follow the trend, gamers get used to the trend and then they become basically almost like numb to it, which is the problem. Expedition 33, kind of like, yeah, it was turn-based, but it was turn-based with a massive twist, and because that massive twist, people were really attracted to that combat system. Plus, the story was freaking amazing. The story was adult, the story was really raw, the story was great. There was no DEI in the game either, which was really, really good from my point of view, very refreshing. So all these things combined together made the game a resounding success. So Square Enix, what they have to do is basically make sure that they understand that it's not just about turn-based. It's about making a turn-based game that is actually attractive and unique and gives the players some engagement, because if you just release a turn-based game with the mechanics from 10 years ago, people will not like it that much. Some people will like it, but some people will say this is too outdated, too boring, I want something else, right? Which is the problem here. So that's the thing, you have to think outside the box, you have to get inspired in other genres like the Souls genre. You can blend the Souls genre with so many types of games like, you know, RPGs, turn-based, like in this example, action games, like simulation games, like the Souls-like genre can be blended into so many types of games to make the stakes higher, to basically feel like you're having like to fight for your life. Every single fight, you're fighting for your life, and that way people feel like, oh my god, this is crazy, this is amazing, like I feel like I am literally going to die any second now, but I survive, I continue, and the reward of that is just freaking amazing. So guys, from my point of view, this is amazing, but it's quite sad to see that you need a company like Expedition 33, Sunfall Entertainment, a company of 30 to 50 people, to show to Square Enix how things should be done, because Square Enix does not care, and they just think that, well, we're just going to release the same slop again, or just follow some trends and people will love it, which is not the case. If you follow the trend, you will be doomed to failure sometimes, because look at other companies which follow the trend, but guess what? The trends move constantly. In the gaming world, a trend could last for maybe 2 years, 3 years maximum, but to make a game, it takes you maybe sometimes even 5 years. So by the time you're releasing your game, the trend is gone and something else comes up. So because of that, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, chasing trends will never give you success. Sometimes it might, sometimes it might not. It's a really big gamble. But if you make a game and you pour your heart into it and you make it unique for yourself and your company because you're fans of gaming and you don't just want to make print money as corporations do these days, then you will have a success. But if you don't do that, and if you just focus on the money and following the trends, then, well, that's what's going to happen. You're going to release games which are going to be lukewarm, and that's exactly what happened with Final Fantasy 16. It was a good game, but it wasn't amazing. It wasn't super crazy, super intense. It was just like, yeah, it was a decent good game, but it just failed to like reach the heightness of legend from other Final Fantasy games. So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next ones.